Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to start this one off with I appreciate everyone who got us here. We've got just over 1,100 subscribers to the channel as of today. I'd like to ask anyone who's watching who's not a subscriber to consider subscribing. You know, check out our content and see if it's stuff you like. We appreciate everyone who follows along and comments on the videos. Also in the description of this video is a link to sign up to our email list. That'll notify you of new inventory coming in, as well as other interesting news that we may have to share. Today's gun is a special Ruger GP100. This gun is a special edition. It's further customized by myself. The gun, as it came from Ruger, was a 4-inch half-lug 44 Special. These are a 5-shot cylinder blued gun. The serial number is JQ and then 366. JQ standing for Jeff Quinn. Jeff Quinn and his brother Boj were kind of pioneers in internet gun reviews and gun news. Really some of the early guys on the, as it's known today, Gunternet. Sharing their reviews and their findings on guns, gunsmiths, gun events. They were always great for coverage at SHOT when Jeff and Boj would go together. Jeff passed away in 2020, and Ruger and Lipsey's put these together, put 500 of these guns together to commemorate his life and his influence on the industry. He did a lot of work with Ruger over the years and Lipsey's as well in later years. The proceeds for these guns were donated to his favorite charity, Bikers Who Care, which was a tremendous gift to them, kind of as a parting gift from Jeff. So they founded Gunblast in the year 2000. Now back, it's 25 years ago now, I guess. There wasn't a lot of good gun content out on the net, certainly not a centralized place to find it. There were a lot of sparse forums and classified sites. You had the High Road and the Firing Line, and I think 24-Hour Campfire was around then. And those forums still exist, but certainly are not as popular as they once were now that there's better media outlets for gun stuff. And I hung around on all those forums and kind of met the Quinn brothers that way. I consumed a ton of their content. When they started making content, heck, I would have been in middle school, but it certainly influenced me coming up as my interest in guns grew. And when this edition came out, it felt right that I should have one. As I am prone to do, I couldn't leave it alone, right? So these guns came from the factory with a Novak style dovetailed front sight. They would have been a gold bead or brass bead from the factory. I replaced it with a Ted Yost gold line front sight that I fit there and regulated. The rear sight I replaced with a Bowen. Like I said in the video on the Two Dogs Furman Garza sight, I like a flat black all blacked out rear sight, and the Bowen was available when I was doing this project a couple years ago. I also did a full action job on this gun, and that included a radiusing of the trigger face and polishing the hammer and trigger, and a little bit of spring work in there. I don't know what the I'm gonna pull the trigger pull gauge out here. Get it to reset. Alright, yeah, the double action there pulled about 6 1/3, 6 1/2, 6 1/2. So the double action pulls 6 1/2. It's popped every primer I've put in this gun. Single action, I don't even remember now. I just kind of went until it felt good. I wasn't really shooting for any hard numbers on this gun, it being a personal project. Single action 2-1 there. 2.5, so 2.25 pound single action, which is right about where I'd order one if I was ordering one from somebody else, which makes it a very shootable gun. I've been really impressed with the accuracy of this gun. I didn't really do any accurizing work on it other than making the trigger better. I also swapped out the grips. These guns came originally with a nice set of Hogue walnut grips with Jeff Quinn's signature and face on there. These grips were just kind of big on the gun for me. They're a ½ inch longer than the grips I've got on it, and felt like they moved my hand back farther from the trigger. So I went with these old style factory compact grips, which give you just enough to get at least all 3 of my fingers on it and give me good trigger reach there to the pad of my index finger. This gun is kind of a duplicate now. I did buy a 4-inch end frame 44 Special in the time since this gun, and that's this gun here. This is a pre-24, which belonged to another great gun guy. This gun belonged to Mike Hatura, who is a fellow shootist. Sadly, I didn't get to meet him, but he passed away a couple of years ago as well. The grips on this are from Zane Thompson. If you need revolver grips, Zane is your guy. I can't say enough nice things about his shaping work and whatnot. I may even eventually get him to make a set for this gun, as I know he does GP100 grips as well. These guns are kind of duplicates of each other as far as practical purposes. This one's a 5-shot, this one's a 6-shot. Obviously this gun's a little bit smaller than an end frame. There's only about 2-3 ounces of weight difference between the two of these unloaded. This one being slightly heavier. This one would of course be quite a bit heavier loaded because it carries an extra round. But the 4-inch 44 Special is a great field gun. I load red dot under a 240 or 245 grain Keith. I don't recall right off the top of my head now. And I don't push them hard, especially this gun being a medium frame. I'll push them, 700 to 950 feet a second. I load a lot of 5 or 6 grain of red dot. And another thing I wanted to say about this gun, when they came out, kind of give a shout out to another buddy of mine, Lauren Mitchke of Drawn Fire Art. He did these drawings and would serialize them to your gun. And Lauren did this drawing. He did a drawing for everyone who bought one of these guns. And I think he made them available to other people too. But he does a really, really fantastic job of pencil drawings and colored pencils and whatnot. And he does some ink pen art too. He does a lot of gun art. And he does other stuff too on commission. But check him out if you like fancy pictures to hang on the wall. But a nice shooter. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them. And like I said at the beginning, please subscribe and check out that email list. Thank you.